What if I told you the healthiest food on earth isn't a superfood, a supplement, or some expensive health trend? In fact, it's something no laboratory, no scientist, and no nutrition company has ever been able to recreate. This food doesn't just nourish the body, it actually trains the immune system, builds the gut microbiome, and even changes its composition depending on what the body needs. Think about that for a moment. A food that can literally adapt itself to the person consuming it. So, what is the healthiest food on the planet? The answer is human breast milk. Breast milk is far more than just nutrition. It's a complex biological system designed to help build a human being from the ground up. It contains immune cells, hormones that change throughout the day, growth factors, and even stem cells. In many ways, it acts like a biological communication system between the mother and the infant. One of the most remarkable things about breast milk is that it transfers part of the mother's immune protection to the baby. Specifically, it helps support something called the innate immune system, which is the part of the immune system we're born with. Our immune system has two major parts: the innate immune system, which acts as our first line of defense, and the acquired immune system, which develops over time as our body learns from infections. Breastfeeding strengthens that early defense system, which is one reason breastfed babies often develop stronger immune protection and may have lower risks of allergies and certain autoimmune problems later in life. Breast milk also plays a powerful role in building the gut. It contains special proteins that help protect and repair the gut lining. Even more fascinating, it contains certain sugars that the baby cannot digest. At first, that sounds strange, but those sugars are actually designed to feed beneficial bacteria living in the baby's gut. In other words, breast milk doesn't just feed the baby, it feeds the entire microbial ecosystem that supports the baby's health. Another powerful component of early breast milk is something called colostrum. Colostrum is often referred to as liquid gold. It's the first milk produced after birth, and it's extremely rich in antibodies and immune compounds. You can think of colostrum as a starter kit for the immune system, giving newborns critical protection during the earliest stages of life. Now let's talk about infant formula. Infant formula can help sustain life, but nutritionally it's nowhere near the complexity of breast milk. Most formulas are made from processed proteins, refined sugars, industrial seed oils, and synthetic vitamins. They're designed to hit certain nutritional numbers like calories, protein, and vitamins, but hitting numbers doesn't make something a living biological food. In many ways, formula is closer to a laboratory formula than a natural food. Recent testing has also raised concerns about heavy metals appearing in some formulas, because certain ingredients can absorb metals like lead or arsenic from the environment. For a developing brain, that's obviously something scientists and regulators are paying closer attention to. So, while formula may provide basic nutrition, it cannot replicate the living biological system that breast milk provides. Now, obviously, most of us watching this are not infants, so the question becomes, what is the closest equivalent for adults? Many people assume the answer is simply milk, but most modern milk is pasteurized. Pasteurization heats the milk to kill bacteria, but it also destroys enzymes, beneficial microbes, and many of the natural biological compounds found in raw milk. As a result, pasteurized milk is nutritionally very different from its natural form. The closest thing adults have to the benefits of breast milk is fermented dairy. Foods like kefir, yogurt, and aged cheeses undergo fermentation, where beneficial bacteria break down the nutrients in milk. During fermentation, microbes begin producing entirely new compounds that weren't present in the original milk. Proteins are broken down into smaller peptides that are easier to digest, minerals become more absorbable, and beneficial bacteria are introduced into the gut. Fermented dairy can also produce important nutrients like vitamin K2, vitamin B12, folate, and biotin. Vitamin K2 is especially interesting because it helps direct calcium into bones and teeth, instead of allowing it to accumulate in arteries or soft tissues. Another benefit is that fermentation reduces lactose, which is why many people who struggle to digest milk can still tolerate foods like yogurt or kefir. Fermented foods also help regulate the immune system. They encourage the production of special immune cells called regulatory T cells, which help prevent the immune system from overreacting. That's important because immune overreaction is a key factor in allergies and autoimmune diseases. This may explain why fermented foods appear in nearly every ancient culture on Earth. Long before modern nutrition science existed, humans instinctively understood the benefits of fermentation. Breast milk is still the most advanced food nature has ever created. Nothing humans have invented comes close to its ability to nourish, teach, and protect the body at the same time. But for adults, fermented foods, especially fermented dairy, may be one of the best ways to support the same systems that breast milk helps develop: the gut microbiome, the immune system, and overall metabolic health. Because when the microbes living inside you are healthy, they help keep the entire body healthy too. And that's something modern science is only just beginning to fully understand.